HOA Karen ruined tennis lights, got sued again and forced to pay another $170,000. The sun hung low over Willow Creek, casting long shadows across the community tennis courts, where laughter once echoed. The courts were the heart of the town, a place where kids dreamed of championships and neighbors bonded over friendly matches. But that heart was now scarred, splattered with red paint, and at the center of it stood Karen Whitaker, the woman who'd turned harmony into chaos. Karen, a sharp-tongued HOA board member, had always wielded her authority like a scepter. Her rules were law. No loud music, no unapproved mailbox designs, no deviations from her vision of perfection. But when the town proposed upgrading the tennis court lights to LED for late-night games, Karen saw red. Wasteful spending, she'd barked at the HOA meeting, her voice slicing through the room. We don't need fancy lights for a bunch of kids chasing balls. The vote passed anyway, 12-1, with Karen as the lone dissenter. She stormed out, vowing retribution. Jake Thompson, the 28-year-old tennis coach, was the project's champion. He'd grown up on those courts, his dreams of going pro cut short by a knee injury. Now he poured his soul into teaching kids like Mia, a shy 14-year-old with a killer backhand. The new lights meant longer practice hours, a chance for Mia and others to shine. Jake rallied the community, raising funds and support, his infectious grin uniting neighbors. But Karen's opposition gnawed at him. She's just a bully, he told Maya Chun, the HOA president, over coffee. Maya, a calm mediator with a knack for fairness, promised to keep Karen in check. Weeks later, the lights were installed, bright, efficient, a beacon of progress. The town celebrated with a night tournament, kids laughing under the glow, parents cheering. Jake felt invincible, until dawn broke, and the courts were a battlefield. Wires slashed, bulbs shattered, and Karen was here scrawled in red paint across the asphalt. Gasps rippled through the crowd as Jake arrived, his face paling. She did this, he whispered, fists clenched. Maya, standing beside him, nodded grimly. We'll handle it legally. Karen denied everything, her voice shrill at the emergency HOA meeting. Prove it, she snapped, arms. System. You're right in the middle of a gripping story. Let me pick it up and keep the tension high. HOA Karen ruined tennis lights, got sued again and forced to pay another $170,000. Continued, eyes flashing with defiance. But the evidence was damning. Security footage showed a hooded figure, unmistakably Karen's build, sneaking onto the courts at midnight. Paint cans were found in her garage, red residue still wet. The town was livid. She's gone too far, Jake said, his voice trembling with rage. Maya, ever the diplomat, tried to mediate, but even she couldn't quell the community's fury. A lawsuit was filed, demanding $170,000 for repairs and punitive damages, Karen's second legal battle that year. After a previous dispute over a neighbor's unauthorized garden gnome, the courtroom was a pressure cooker. Karen, dressed in a pristine blazer, sat stone-faced as Jake testified, his voice cracking as he described the kids' disappointment. Mia, sitting in the gallery, wiped tears as she recounted missing her regional qualifiers due to the ruined courts. The town's lawyer painted Karen as a tyrant. Her HOA power trips a pattern of destruction. Karen's defense? She claimed she was framed, insisting the footage was inconclusive and the paint cans planted. Her lawyer spun a tale of a disgruntled neighbor, possibly Jake, seeking revenge. The room buzzed with disbelief. Then came the twist. Mrs. Delaney, a quiet widow who lived across from the courts, took the stand. Known for her prize-winning roses and soft-spoken nature, she stunned everyone. I saw Karen that night, she said, her voice steady. She didn't know I was tending my garden late. I saw her with the paint, the hood pulled tight, but it was her. Whispers erupted. Karen's face drained of color. Mrs. Delaney, the unlikeliest whistleblower, had no reason to lie. She'd never clashed with Karen. Her testimony was a dagger, slicing through Karen's denials. The trial exposed more than vandalism. Karen's HOA reign had alienated neighbors for years, fining single mothers for unkempt lawns, reporting kids for skateboarding, rejecting community projects to flex her control. The tennis court was just the breaking point. Jake's testimony revealed his personal stake. His father had built the original courts decades ago, a legacy Karen defiled. Maya's measured words highlighted the community's loss. A safe space for kids, now a symbol of division. As evidence mounted, paint flecks on Karen's shoes, Her car's tire tracks near the courts, her defiance crumbled. She took a plea, admitting guilt to avoid a harsher penalty. The judge ordered her to pay $170,000, covering repairs and legal fees. Karen's savings were gutted, her HOA position revoked. She left the courtroom alone, neighbors turning away as she passed. The town won, but the victory was hollow. The courts would be fixed, but trust was shattered. Jake and Mia walked to the repaired courts months later, new lights gleaming. "You think she'll try again?" Mia asked, her voice small. Jake shook his head. "She's done. But we've got work to do keeping this place ours." They rallied the kids, painting over Karen's graffiti with a mural of a tennis ball soaring under stars, a symbol of resilience. Yet, as laughter returned, a bitter aftertaste lingered. Karen's actions weren't just about lights. They were about control, fear of change, and a community's breaking point. The twist of Mrs. Delaney's testimony lingered in Willow Creek's collective memory. Her quiet courage shifted the narrative, turning a neighbor's spat into a lesson in standing up. But the cost was steep, not just dollars, but the sense of unity the courts once fostered. Karen's fall was justice, yet it left scars. The town rebuilt, but some wounds don't heal with paint and lights. What do you think? Did Karen's punishment fit her crime? Or does justice demand more than money can pay?